You sure? Y'all can hear you.
All right, cool.
Uh, we in the building. We in the building. Check one, check two. Check one, check two. All right, let's rock. All right, what's good, y'all, man? We back with some wrestling talk. Well, matter of fact, this is the first wrestling talk live stream, man. Um, listen, y'all know who I am, the phenomenal one, but I got a special person with me, one of my close friends. Matter of fact, the homie, Nick Robeson, man. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, tell them what you're about, tell them who you are, and we can get things rolling, man.
What's up? It's Nick Robeson. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick Robeson. Um, yeah, I've been a wrestling fan since I was like 5, 6 years old, and I was told I had the chance to do this, and I hopped on it. So let's get going.
And just like that, let's rock, man. All right, man. So with this being the first live stream, a wrestling talking live stream, man, we're gonna start off with some NXT talk. All right, that's what we're reacting to NXT. We were finna debate if we're gonna do AEW or NXT, but we just roll with NXT. Um, listen, first thing first, bro. This guy Keith Lee, man, he's soft, man. I gotta speak about it, man. Listen, Johnny Gargano. All right, I'm
Yeah,
not the biggest NXT fan. You guys know I'm Nick. You know, I watch NXT, but not consistent like you are.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you
It's my,
like
it's,
you like
yeah.
the hardcore NXT wrestling fan. Like I'm getting there, but I'm not at your level yet.
I mean, I think
Right,
it's the best thing going. Yeah,
word up. But listen, Johnny Gargano, bro. I like him, man. First impressions, everything. I like the dude, man. He's a true heel. And like that's some hill shit. I know you saw what happened yesterday.
is this your
Um,
first time seeing Johnny Gargano?
yeah, it's my first time seeing Johnny Gargano, and bro,
Really? So your first exposure to him is as a heel.
yeah, and I fucking love it. I love it, B. Listen,
Wow.
listen, this guy, that's some hill shit. I had to put your tag team partner, your your girl tag team partner,
Yeah, it's his
put her in
wife.
the
Yeah.
way. Keith Lee is like 350 pounds, man. I
Is he
mean,
that
he
light?
let Keith Lee just body slam. What's her name? Candice?
Yeah,
Candice?
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae, man. She a real one. Okay. To take that type of punishment, you're a real one. And, they got the W with a roll up. You know, uh, that's some good shit. I love that match. It was a great match. It was back and forth. And, that was one of my favorite matches of the night. How you feel about that?
Yeah, no, it was cool. I really like Keith Lee. I really liked Mia Yim. She's somebody who continues to impress me. Like every time I see her,
Yeah, she's a great wrestler. She's a pretty
she's
solid
good.
wrestler. She's a
I
pretty
like
solid
her.
wrestler, but I didn't get to see that much of her yesterday. She was doing suplexes like, not Kurt
Yeah,
Angle style, but her suplexes were pretty good. I mean that was one thing that popped off the screen, but
yeah.
overall, man, shout out to Johnny Gargano, man. He was definitely a lot of fun to watch. I'm gonna
I'm sur-
definitely have to watch another match of him as a heel, and how it seems, he seems like a natural heel. Like
really.
just off of yesterday alone, I would have thought he was like a heel for like most of his career,
Wow.
most of his
No,
career.
wow, no, man. He was like the biggest face in NXT for like 2 years.
Oh shit! Oh man, see that's
Like he was a lot like Daniel Bryan in a lot of ways because he was a small underdog,
word.
and him and Tommaso Ciampa they had a really good feud. It was probably a bit too long because it lasted like 2 or 3 years, but it was mostly because like they were on and off injured, so they just had to continue it when they could. But it's funny you say that Gargano seems like a natural heel because I still, even watching him as a heel, I still find him to be just such a natural face. But to each their own.
Word. And with us speaking about heels and faces, let's go speak about your favorite baby face of them all. Let's speak about Finn Balor. All right,
Mm.
real talk. Um, listen, Finn Balor, man, the match that I saw yesterday, I don't know the people's name, but it was the guy with the beard. The guy who looked, what I'm talking about, the guy he faced yesterday. Uh,
Oh, Cameron Grimes.
yeah, Cameron Grimes. I
Poor
think
Cameron
Finn Balor
Grimes.
looked pretty good out there. Listen, I know you're not a big Finn Balor fan. I I'm not really either, But at the same time, I thought it was a solid match. One thing I gotta say is, I'm that finisher, whatever it's called, the 1960, that shit is garbage, man. Like
Oh yeah, the
that shit is
1916.
that shit is garbage. I need to see the his original finisher again, the Coup de
The
Grace. The,
the coup de grace. Yeah.
yeah, Coup de Grace. That shit was a lot better. It was a lot yo. That shit was like a normal suplex. Like, the match was alright, but like to finish it off with that,
I mean, I
that's
think
just
the
lame.
1916 could be a cool like signature setup for the coup de grace. Like he plants them and then he hits the coup de grace and then game over. But the fact that he's pinning people with it and
And
winning,
I think it's lame. I think it's
it makes no sense to
I,
me.
I, it just killed the entire momentum of the match. I like the match was back and forth, and I was like, okay, I'm liking it so far. And then they said that that was his finishing move, and 1, 2, 3, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's it, that's it. I
yeah.
mean, listen, I know Finn Balor he can be at times corny, but the Kuna Girl that's one of the most illest finishes of the
Oh,
past
that
five
it's
years.
brutal. Has anybody ever kicked out of it? Like
I
in
don't think so.
WWE?
I can't name anybody off the
I
top of
can't
my
think
head.
of anybody who's kicked out of it.
I can't name anybody off the top of my head, especially when he
Yeah,
goes up with that
demon.
with his a demon attire.
Yeah, yeah.
But overall, good match. But at the same time, I just think the ending was pretty lackluster. Um, Speaking about more NXT talk, Fandango and Tyler Breeze, man.
Yeah, Breezango, they're
What,
back, aren't they? Yeah.
what's really good, man? I haven't seen Fandango and Tyler Breeze in like a few years.
What,
Just be honest
since
with
like the
you.
fashion files? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm rocking with it because I was always a big Fandango fan. I mean his Randy
I feel
Orton
so bad
feud,
for him.
man, for real.
He's so good. And they gave him a ballroom dancing gimmick.
That's a fact. But
He
man,
made
I
it
was
work. Don't get me wrong, he's made it work.
yeah, man.
It's just like it's stupid and it has a ceiling, you know? Like you're not gonna see a world champion ballroom dancer in the 21st century. Like it's stupid.
hey, man, Fandango, he's I won't say he's been relevant for all 7, 8 years that he's been in
Nope.
wrestling, but however, I fucked with his feud with Randy Orton a few years back. Like that really put me on the
Randy
Fandango.
Orton.
Yeah, you remember when he
Seems
was in the feud with Randy Orton?
not at all. I remember his feud. I remember his feud with Jericho, and they had the WrestleMania match, and Fandango won.
Yeah, it felt like Fandango. It felt like he was gonna be a huge star, but
And remember when like
overall,
they went to England, they did the UK show, and like the crowd like absolutely loved his theme song, and like they danced with it and stuff.
yeah, people really mess with Fandango. Like, listen, I think
He's
to be honest
awesome.
with you, I think Fandango is better than Zack Ryder, in just my opinion, because I see them two compared a lot
Really.
just because of their corny gimmicks. But at the end of the
Oh
day,
yeah.
I just think Fandango. I think he's more talented in the ring. Do we see eye to eye with that?
Zack Ryder. Yeah, I never quite understood the Zack Ryder hype to begin with because I thought the bro stuff was stupid even when I was like 12 years old. I thought it was stupid. And I never thought he was that good in the ring. I mean, he's fine. He's solid, I guess. But I never understood why everybody was like pushing for him to get like all these titles and stuff because I, he was limited, you know? I didn't think he was the greatest talker. He had a good YouTube show, I guess. I
Mm-mm.
mean, he
Hey,
was charismatic. I'll give him that.
listen, that YouTube championship belt, you can't front. As much as we dislike Zack Ryder, that shit was lit. I
Hey, I
know.
mean, if you have your own title, man,
Yeah, you really
that's
made it.
some G
You made
shit.
it. You made it, bro. Like,
You
you
made,
get your
yeah.
own if you get your own title, you up there with the Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're right up there with the Rock. So, I mean, not that many people can say that they had their own title. So
Yeah.
shout out to Zack Ryder. But listen, um, I want to speak about Adam Cole. Because Adam Cole, the champ of NXT.
Mhm.
How was that ending? How you felt about that ending yesterday? Because we all seen it.
Oh, with Karrion Cross and
Aaron Cross.
the time glass.
How you felt about it? A lot of people think that Adam Cole's championship run is coming to it, and I'm not sure. Kirsten Cross, he seems lethal. He seems legit. But at the same time, Adam Cole, it feels like he's just a face of NXT, and I just can't see,
well,
you
let's
know,
see. He's been
Adam Cole.
champion for over a year now, right? Like he just passed the year mark.
Right.
He's the longest reigning NXT champion, which is something. I mean, that's cool. Karrion Kross. Okay, they kind of booked themselves into a corner here because Cross is great. I like him. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But he literally, I mean, and he squashed Tommaso Ciampa at Takeover. And is that enough to already warrant him a title shot? I don't know.
It feels like
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it feels like it's sort of forced. Like this reminds me.
Like
I'm not gonna say it's going like full ride back to 2011, but at the same time, it feels like it's rushed. You know what I'm saying? It feels like
they kind of did with the Fiend. Like he had like one match and then immediately was in the title picture, and then they weren't ready to take the belt off Rollins yet, and then we got the whole Hell in a Cell 2019 fiasco.
The Fiend talk, I really can't get mad at WWE for that just because the Fiend was so over. Like, listen, the Fiend,
I know, but if they were never
so over, it was like, how can you not win the championship?
Yeah, I know, but if they were never gonna, they clearly didn't want to take the belt off Rollins because they did that stupid Hell in a Cell finish.
Yeah, that was whack.
That was terrible. They clearly weren't ready to take the belt off Rollins. So what's the point in sacrificing this new star you had, and is now remembered as like one of the worst matches of all time?
And see, this
Rollins was so hated after that they had to turn him heel.
Yeah, and this is what's my issue with current WWE. I'm not one of these old heads who just like can't stand current day WWE. But one I can say is, it feels like when it comes to current day wrestlers, it feels like the top stars or stars that's starting to hit their momentum get pushed way too quick, or like everything seems rushed. That's why a lot of them.
I will say they used to be a lot better about not rushing people. They used to take their time with people, and now it seems like because they suck at building stars, they just rocket these people straight to the top when they're not ready, or they don't have the momentum or the following to do it yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's my issue, and it really hurts some of the top stars momentum, like the Fiend. Braun Strowman, there's a lot of stars I feel that could have took it step by step. Maybe instead of putting them right in the WWE Championship feud, why not just put them in the IC in the Intercontinental Championship or Intercontinental Championship?
Well, the issue. I was just gonna say the issue with the Fiend is I don't think he needs a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's one of those few people that like he's fine just hunting down people. Like I don't think he needs a title to prove anything. I mean, he's already been WWE champion. I didn't think he needed that Universal title. I know why they did it, because they didn't have any big heels at the time. For Rollins.
I mean, listen,
I don't know, man.
I treat the Fiend like Taker. I try to keep things a lot simple. The path he took with Taker, just letting him dominate WrestleManias. I would do the same thing with the Fiend. Okay, it doesn't have to be WrestleManias. You can do SummerSlams. You can do Royal Rumbles. I just let the Fiend, just do what he does. You don't gotta force him in a feud with Seth, the Messiah. You don't have to put him in a feud with, I don't know, Drew McIntyre. Like the Fiend, he speaks for himself. I mean, the people are gonna fuck with the Fiend forever anyway. It's not like, oh, you gotta put a championship belt on the Fiend to keep him relevant. I mean, people just love the Fiend character. People love the
They love Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's great. He's a genius.
That's a fact. So overall, I mean, hopefully WWE can improve with that. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like WWE just rushes wrestlers way too quick, and I just think that hurts the product at the end of the day.
Do you think Karrion Kross could have just gone straight to the main roster and been fine? Do you think he even needed NXT? I feel like he's such a star already. Like, you know what I mean? He's got the dramatic entrance, which unpopular opinion, I don't really like the entrance that much. And a lot of people, that's like their favorite thing about him. I think it's corny. I think it's over dramatic. I think Scarlett is way over the top about the lip syncing.
I mean, it feels like we got so many dramatic entrances now. Like, the Fiend entrance, I love it.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Alistair Black entrance, I love it.
Mhm.
But Karrion Cross,
It's
I
good. I think the theme song is really good. I just don't think we need Scarlett running around like doing these over dramatic faces, like trying to sell the lyrics. You know what I mean?
were
I don't
um
think it needs that.
speaking about entrances and speaking about theme songs are just getting worse and worse. Theme songs are just getting worse and worse, man. Like I'm at a point where I
It's
credit
because
the words.
Jim Johnston's been gone for a while now.
Listen, man. Like it's like, can we just go back to like not having so many entrances with loops? It feels like every theme song. I mean, is carried by a loop.
It's just a
You know what I'm
loop.
saying?
Yeah.
It's just a loop. I mean, like,
It's been like that for a while now, though. It's been like that for several years at this point. Especially
yeah,
NXT, they clearly do not have the same budget as. Well, honestly, they probably have like the same budget now because all the new theme songs are trash. But
like we can name off the top of our heads like the few good theme songs in the action,
like
in
the new
WWE
theme songs
overall.
are just in general.
Just in general. I mean, like, who's still in WWE that has like a dope theme song? I know we both. Well, you like the Messiah theme song.
And that's a new
That's
one
true.
too. That is a new
Mhm.
one, but I thought they actually did really good on that one. It's very fitting. It's like it's majestic. It's heavenly. It's perfect for the Messiah character. So I actually really like that a lot better than the Second Coming or Burn It Down or whatever it was called.
Well,
I
so
think it
let's
fits a lot better than that one.
run it one by one. Kevin Owens. Do you like Kevin Owens' theme song?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
fitting, very fitting.
or Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre's complicated because Broken Dreams was such a good song. It wouldn't work now with his like Scottish psychopath babyface gimmick.
Right.
But like you went from Broken Dreams to a loop, you know what I mean? Yes, it's cool because it's like the bagpipes and the drums and the guitar. It's very cool because it sounds like a Scottish, like the Scots are going to war, which is cool. But it's just it's kind of hard to say because he did go from having like one of the best theme songs of the 2010s to just another loop.
Word, man. Listen, I got one more question when it comes about theme songs.
I'll say, yeah.
Listen, when do you think we're gonna get no more words from Jeff Hardy?
He said a
Everybody's been
while
speaking
ago.
about it. Everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah.
When
He
are we
said a
gonna get it?
while ago they were bringing it back, and yet they're still giving the Hardy Boys theme song, which makes no sense to me.
And are they waiting for the actual fans, the actual universe to actually, be able to show up to crowds for, Jeff Hardy come back with that entrance so they can get like a
like
huge
actual
pop?
fans or they're weird
Actually, no,
NXT people that
no,
they do
not that,
now.
not that fake bubblegum bullshit that they stole from AEW.
Oh,
I'm
it's
talking
so
about
corny.
the real
So
fans.
corny.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a copycat. It's a copycat thing. It's copycat wrestling. If you see AEW using the actual superstars,
Yeah, I will
to,
say I appreciate it in a way though because it feels a little bit more normal just hearing crowd noise again. So in
but
a way, I actually really do appreciate it.
yeah, it feels, but everything feels so forced, man. Like
No, it does. I totally agree.
everything
But just
feels
to
so.
hear people again, so you don't have to hear the really awkward groaning in the ring. You know what I mean?
Where I guess we can't get too greedy right now. I guess we can't get
Wait,
too
I
greedy.
think WrestleMania would have been a lot better if they had these people like in the crowd or whatever.
That's a
Because
fact.
WrestleMania was hard to watch because it was just quiet. It's hard to have a great match with no energy. Like
I'm sorry, bro. It was hard to get behind WrestleMania when you heard the announcers announce the champions, when they announced Goldberg and he did his stupid shit, and when they announced Braun Strowman and he did his stupid shit. I mean, it was just all odd. I mean,
it was a good WrestleMania though. Like I thought in terms of like the quality of it and like the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match.
See,
I thought that stuff was cool. But just the no crowd, it takes away replay value from the actual matches.
The best part of WrestleMania was the cinematic matches, the ones that weren't actually in the ring, the boneyard
going in general right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let's speak more about NXT though.
No, so it's supposed to be an NXT review. We're kind of going off. Yeah.
Well, this is how things work. Listen. Let's see. I want to speak more about John Gargano, man. Since I missed so much of his face run, I want to come for somebody who's been more of a hardcore NXT fan who's been watching it for years now.
Since 2016, I think, maybe 15. Anyway.
Yeah, so you pretty much seen the entire Johnny Gargano run as a face, right?
Yeah, well, he turned heel once, and it didn't really work, so they turned him face again. He's a lot better now, though. I'll give him that.
So, you think that Johnny Gargano can go into the main roster as a heel and get busy? And get
it's
busy
hard
because
it sucks because it's like he's an NXT guy, and it doesn't really seem to matter who you are. I was gonna say his size is gonna work against him, which it will. But
we know how Vince loves his big men. Man. He loves his big men.
Yeah. Well, even then, though, I mean, not every big guy that went through NXT has been successful. I mean, No Way Jose was a huge guy, and yet they made him this big party guy, and now he's gone.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, that's another topic for another day. But I don't know, man. I don't get me wrong. Gargano's great, good talker, great wrestler.
Yeah, that's one thing I saw. Like his wrestling skills are very smooth.
I would love to see him and Daniel Bryan mix it up. I really would.
And shout out to Brian Duncan, man. He says, "What up, NY? John Cena, best wrestler of all time." All right, see, this is the issue. All right, John Cena is not the best wrestler of all time. Now, best character, best gimmick, or one of the favorite gimmicks, one of the most charismatic wrestlers. I'm with it, bro. But
best gimmicks.
Listen, at the end of the day, bro, you can't tell me that John Cena hasn't been one of the most influential superstars of all time.
Nobody tried to copy him because he was so hated.
That's my thing, though. John Cena is one of the most. You either love Cena or you hate.
I would call him more iconic than influential.
It's similar to how we speak about LeBron and Brady. You either love him or you either hate him. When I was 7 years old, when I was 6, 7 years old, I love Cena. When I became, learn more about WWE, how things work, and the fact,
and just getting older in general, yeah,
just how things really work, you tend to hate Cena more. So overall, I mean, I can't hate you for saying that Cena's the best wrestler of all time. That's just that's how you feel. That's how you feel. You probably grew up as a big Cena fan, but at the end of the day, bro.
And that's your opinion, and that's totally fine.
Kurt Angle, I'm sorry, Kurt Angle, fucking Chris Jericho. There's some better pure wrestlers than Cena. But,
if we're talking pure wrestling, Cena's not even top 10. If we're talking pure wrestling, he ain't even top 10. I don't even know if he's top 20. I mean,
AJ Styles, but listen, man. I overall, I love Cena. I'll always have love for Cena. Hell, I still got a John Cena blanket.
Really?
In my room. I still got a John Cena blanket that I purchased in 09, 08.
Right.
So overall, man, it is what it is. Shout out to Brian Duncan. But back to the NXT, man. I just got love for Johnny Gargano, man. He's turned into one of my favorite NXT stars already, bro. It's like it's the same feeling I have for Bobby Roode. Like the first time I saw Bobby Roode, I liked Bobby Roode. I thought he was fun to watch. Yeah, shout out to Bobby Roode, man. I thought Bobby Roode was
him up so bad. He's another guy who went to NXT, and he's not even a small guy. Like he's shredded, and he went to the main roster. First mistake, they made him a good guy, which is not what he should be.
Not at all.
He is such a natural heel. his song is talking about how glorious he is, and they were like, "Oh, let's make him a good guy," just because his theme song is good. And now his theme song, I'm not gonna say it sucks, but like it's very overdone at this point.
Man, Bobby Roode entrance was fun to watch from the beginning.
Oh, I
The
miss him in
first time,
NXT. He was great.
and listen, bro, it's these NXT stars. It's the same thing that they did with Nakamura. Same thing that they originally did with Oscar. They bury these NXT stars, and it's annoying. But I mean, at the end of the day, all you gotta hope for is that
But
that
when you think about it,
push.
most of the main roster came from NXT now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. Seth Rollins, he's the first NXT champion. Roman Reigns is technically from NXT. I mean, you can go on and on. The whole 4 horsewomen were from NXT.
That's a fact. Yeah, because I mean, you got Kevin Owens, you got
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn was the Intercontinental Champion, and I will fight for that because he's awesome.
you with this Sami Zayn one. I fuck with Sami Zayn.
God, I love Sami Zayn.
But
God, you want to talk about great? Oh,
yeah, but the more you think about it, Aleister Black, Samoa Joe, yeah, sure. I mean, listen.
Yeah,
sure,
Joe.
we starting to get there. We're in 2020 now, so.
I mean, and NXT launched in what 2012? Like not the game show, but like the actual like wrestling show. When did it launch? Like 2012, 2013?
I want to say 2013. I got it right, man.
Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, we should be getting a lot of NXT guys at this point. I mean, it launched 7-8 years ago. Like,
right.
You know? I don't know. I mean, the more I think about it, the more people I'm thinking are like definitely from NXT. A lot of the main roster is from NXT now. So
with that
you
being
can't say
said,
they were all buried, but
that's fair enough. I just hope that at the end of the day, man, it feels like Triple H gets the best. It just feels like he gets the best out of the NXT stars.
And then they go to the main roster, just kind of.
And it takes them a while to get back into form, get that that push. But I mean, we see Apollo Crews right now. He's champ. We'll never doubt Apollo Crews.
He was in NXT for a little bit, but he didn't really do anything.
That's that, man. Overall, when it comes to yesterday's NXT, who you want us to get pushed more? Who you want us to get pushed more? Because we always have this talk, wrestlers that's under pushed, people that's not getting the credit they deserve. For a person who's a lot more hardcore in NXT than me, who you see that's underappreciated and you think I should get pushed more on the show?
First person that comes to mind is Damian Priest. He's great. And I feel like he loses every big match he has, and I hate that.
You was the same guy that faced Finn Balor the other day, right?
Yeah. Take over in your house. He's great. He's really, really good. He's the first that comes to mind. I really like Dexter Lumis, but he was literally in the main event last night, so I guess you could say he's getting pushed. But I feel like they could do more with him. He's a great creepy character.
Right.
Those are just some that come to mind.
Yesterday one thing I saw was Drake Maverick, right? He was having a promo with the guy. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but El Hajo Del. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep, that wasn't even close.
Listen, is that where they're going? Drake Maverick versus El Hajo. How would you feel about that feud? How would you feel?
Well, did you? Yeah. I guess you just started watching like NXT yesterday. So basically, they were in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, and they were both in the finals.
Right.
And Drake lost.
Yeah.
And so this guy's the NXT champion, or not the NXT champion, the NXT Cruiserweight champion, whatever they call it. And so last night, Drake was like, face me again. And he was like, okay. And then they'd been kind of teasing a heel turn for him. And they finally pulled the trigger. And the 2 masked men who had been like attacking people came out. And it turned out to be, who was it? It was Raul Mendoza, who I didn't even know was still employed. And who was the other one? Joaquin Wild. I think he was in 205 Live for a little bit. I don't watch 205 Live. I don't care. Yeah, but this guy, El Hijo Del Fantasma. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Probably
God
how
damn,
you
dude,
say
that
it.
looks nothing like how it looks. That looks nothing how it looks on paper.
I don't know, man. I shouldn't have passed Spanish. So he agreed, and then they attacked him, and then he took his own mask off, didn't he? Like he took off his own mask,
Right. Yeah.
which you never see luchadors do. So that was very much a heel move.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, they're definitely gonna feud for a bit. Which honestly, it portrays Drake as such an underdog now because he's got like basically 3 people he has to go through.
Yeah.
And he plays that role amazing, right? Like Drake Maverick is a great underdog. So
he got the
I'm glad he's
underdog.
back. I really am.
That where they were going with Drake Maverick as you know, like when they were talking about how Drake Maverick was going to get released, and
yeah, they did release him.
Yeah, they released him, but they brought him to NXT and whatnot.
Yeah, because he had a few matches like left on his contract that he had to do for NXT, and then he got so over that they just decided to keep him, which is such a slap in the face to all the other people they released. Yeah. In my opinion, like that is, I could totally see how they would be very upset.
Yeah, but WWE doesn't give a fuck.
No, they don't. No.
This is what they do.
Then now and forever.
Listen, I like Drake Maverick. Do I think that he is anything like special? Does he have like main title? Does he have the main title?
I mean, he'll never be WWE champion, but I think he holds a lot of value in like the mid card.
Yeah, and that's why I see him at. I mean, listen,
and that's fine. Some people are just made for the mid card. That's totally fine.
I like it. I think the masked wrestler. Like I said, I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name.
Well, they changed his name now because he took off the mask. He's let me hold on. What is it? Santos Escobar?
What the fuck? Anyway, I think that feud got a lot of potential. I seen the dude wrestle. It looked pretty solid to me.
He's great. He's really good. And honestly, he was probably never going to go anywhere in the mask because masked wrestlers can only go so far for whatever reason. If you're not Rey Mysterio, Kalisto is probably the next to go really anywhere.
Sin Cara. Listen, Sin Cara got
name one championship he won besides the NXT tag title.
Bro, did you see how Sin Cara got pushed in 2011 when the original Sin Cara?
Yeah, but too bad the guy was okay. He wasn't terrible, but like he botched everything. Like
I mean, that's a fact.
The dude botched everything. And then Hunico or whatever ended up becoming Sin Cara, and he wasn't a whole lot better. So, what you gonna do?
Hold on, Cena got more accomplishments than any wrestler.
Ric Flair exists, doesn't he?
Word. Doesn't Ric Flair got like multiple championships at different wrestling
companies? They claim he has 16, which Cena tied. But he actually, if you like count it, like if you really like count them all up, he has like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, so this guy Ric Flair, he's amazing.
I think he's probably the most accomplished ever.
When we talking about GOAT, I'm gonna admit myself, I need to start putting more respect on Ric Flair's name. We always jump on Undertaker, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock.
You put Triple H in the GOAT conversation?
Yes, Triple H.
I put Shawn Michaels in there before him.
Hold on, you gotta put Triple H in the GOAT conversation just because of longevity alone. I mean, this guy's been a top star in the company for like the past 20 years. Since what, 1999, 1998?
Yeah, like 2000, something like that.
Yeah, around then. And like, I mean, Shawn Michaels is great. Prime Shawn Michaels got busy. But I mean,
Shawn was always a top guy. Whenever the Rockers broke up, he stayed a top guy.
But like, what was Shawn Michaels' run? He had like a 10-year run. Plus, he had injuries in between.
Well, yeah, he had to retire in 98, and then he came back in 2002, and for some reason was even better than like than when he was like in his like 30s. For some reason, when he was like in his 40s, he was even better. I don't know.
Man, I just respect longevity alone. But overall, listen, man, Brian, you might feel a certain way about Cena. I fuck with
That's
Cena. Cena's like top 10 favorite all time, maybe. But
well, you say he's
no,
got more accomplishment. Has he even won the Intercontinental title? I can't think of when he ever won the Intercontinental title.
he won the United States.
Yeah, because he made it the
Uh,
spinner belt and it was terrible.
I don't
But
know.
like,
I
did
don't
he
know.
ever win the Intercontinental? I don't think he did.
Now, if you want to say that Cena's the most accomplished of the 2000s, I won't deny that. I won't.
Nah, I'd probably still say like Triple H or something.
Mm, mm,
Well, no,
mm,
yeah, no, because Cena really started to take off in like 2010. Like he was
mm.
big. He was already big, but they really started like amping him up when it got to like 09 and 10 ish.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Because that's when he buried the Nexus and all that.
at the end of the day, bro, Cena is like, he's like how people feel. How can I say it in modern terms? He's how people feel about Peyton Manning. You know how people like to throw Peyton Manning in the GOAT conversation,
Yeah.
but his accomplishments on and off. I don't know. Cena's done great things though. He got memories. He got the iconic moments. But
Seems like a great guy. Like outside, seems like a really good dude.
yeah, but uh,
But I mean, that has nothing to do with his
it's
accomplishment.
sort of a push. It's
He's
sort
a
of a push.
five-time United States champion.
It's sort of a push. It's sort of a push, man. And one thing I want to speak about is Io Shirai. Did I pronounce her name right?
Shirai. Nope.
Io Shirai. I'm learning these names, bro. It's gonna take me a while. But the more and more I watch NXT, I'm gonna get more comfortable with these names. But Io Shirai,
Hmm.
she's great, bro. She's
I think
great.
she's like she might be the best wrestler in the world.
She's great, man.
She's so good.
I was watching one of her matches, not even just in the women's division, just overall. She's just one of the best high flyers I've seen in a very long time.
Genius of the sky.
Overall, I think it was great that they put the belt on her. Just because Rhea Ripley, she's great, but she's had her time. She's had
Arguably, she should probably just be on the main roster at this point.
yeah. I mean, she's
Like, what
had
is
her
there really
time.
left for her to do in NXT? I mean,
That's
just
a fact.
send her up to. I don't know. Would she go to Raw? Nah, they don't really need her on Raw. Raw's fine. Is
It,
Raw fine? They got like Asuka and Nia Jax.
my only thing is, if they send Ripley to the main roster, could we see her not getting pushed how she should with all the top women stars on the division? In the division, I mean, you got Oscar as a champ on Raw. Uh,
Yeah.
then I forgot who's the SmackDown champ.
It's Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey. Um,
I
could
could
she?
forgive. I can honestly forgive you for that. It hasn't really been that memorable of a run.
Could she contend with Bailey? Would they put her? Would they put her right now with Bailey? And let's say if they put her in a feud with Bailey or Oscar, would that ruin her momentum? So overall, I mean, like, I'm not sure because WWE is just showing that they can be too inconsistent at times when they send these NXT stars
Mm-hmm.
to the main roster. So
I mean,
if she wants to stay in a feud with Io Shirai, I'll be fine with it. I just want to see Io Shirai have her time as with the belt. Give her her 5 month run of a championship run. See what she can do with the belt because I think she's talented. I mean, I haven't. One thing I can't say is her mic skills, just because I haven't really seen her talk. But
it's kind of the same issue with Nakamura and kind of
mm,
Asuka, except Asuka makes it work. Is
yeah,
that that language barrier is going to be killer if she goes up.
yeah, and this is when me and you talked about this in the past. This is why you get you a Paul Heyman girl. For
You
real.
think she should go with Paul Heyman?
Yes, I would love it. Now she seems like she's more how I see it of a face, just because how she wrestles. I mean, there's not that many high flyer heels when you think about it. But at the same time, man,
Well, high flying heels are
man,
complicated because as a heel, it's just an old school mindset, but you should never try to steal the spotlight from your opponent. And if
right,
you're out here doing high flying moves, that's why I think Pac or he was Neville in WWE. I think he's a great heel because he holds back on all that athleticism, like so the crowd doesn't pop for him.
And this is what's my issue with Kevin Owens. I don't mean going on a tangent, but Kevin Owens at times is too talented for his own good.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens,
the high flying stuff, he can't do that as a heel. It just doesn't really.
He has the heel mindset. I've seen him be an
great
asshole before.
Great heel. Yeah.
But at the same time, when he gets in the ring, it's like he's too good for a heel. Heels are like Chris Jericho. I think Chris Jericho perfected the heel. We all know that Chris Jericho,
especially as he's gotten like older and like can't really do the things he used to do.
Yeah, and even when he could do stuff like when he could do when he's as an athletic peak, he wouldn't do what he did. This is why I like Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is an athletic freak. I don't think people realize how much an athletic
not as much as he used to be, but I mean, father time comes for us all,
Right? Yeah, but at the same time, he wants to do heel shit. He wants to poke you in the eye. He wants to distract the referee, hit you,
win by any means necessary.
Yeah, and that's my issue with Kevin Owens. That's my only issue. But overall, I love Kevin Owens, so I really can't bash him too much. But I guess that's just something that you have to learn. Yeah, that's something I guess you're going to get.
Well, it's probably why he was old. Even when he's a heel, he gets cheered so much because he's so good. And he doesn't like limit himself. He still does like the high flying, the sentons and all that, It's not that you shouldn't do that when you're a heel. It's just you need to save it. But doing it on a weekly basis, just reminding everybody how good you are, it can really turn people in the wrong way. Like they can really start to appreciate you, which you want to be appreciated, but as a heel, you want to get booed. That's the desired reaction.
Or
I don't know.
I mean, that's just something that we want to see Kevin Owens develop year by year. Hopefully, he can get it. So I want to see Kevin Owens back on the main.
I'm enjoying his face run. I'm actually really enjoying his face run. I mean, it's got shades of Stone Cold, so yeah.
But even Stone Cold, I see Stone Cold more as a tweener than an actual face. Like
that's true. And Kevin Owens is like a very definitive face. Yeah.
When we talk about those tweeners, that's when I think about Stone Cold, the Undertaker. I don't know. The Rock at times has been a tweener. Overall, there's been some really good tweeners, but I think Aleister Black at times. A tweener. I think
of him as like maybe not as much of a tweener. Yeah, I could see tweener, but he's more like an anti-hero in my opinion.
Right.
But
shout out to Brian Duncan. He said, "I got a question. What NFL player would do good in WWE?"
Not Gronk.
Gronk. Gronk. I'm going right at it, man. Gronk, man.
Nope. Absolutely
listen,
not.
I actually not. I mean, listen, Gronk.
He's annoying. I'm a Bucks fan, but like, oh god, like
24/7 championship run.
What a weird career in WWE.
Man, he's right there with the
strange career.
Hey, listen, man, there's nothing wrong being a 24/7 champ. I mean, look at R-Truth. R-Truth is great.
It's not a death sentence, but it just kind of means they don't have anything for you to do.
Hey, and by the way, for you guys who watch this live stream replay and whatnot, for you guys who are usually here when I do my NFL talks, this right here, my man Nick, real Bucks fan, for real. So overall, when I'm bigging up the Bucks, just know he's not no Bucks bandwagon. All right, you're gonna see a lot of Bucks bandwagons. He's not a Bucks bandwagon, so I gotta get that out the way because
I was a fan during the Winston era, so
where you got so many people on here calling people Bucks bandwagons. I gotta get that clear. The homie Nick, he's not a bandwagon. He's a truther. He's a real one. But overall, man, you really NFL and WWE. It seems like two similar things, but it's just hard to do NFL and WWE. I mean, Brock Lesnar did it, but Brock Lesnar, he was a wrestler and then went to the NFL. Goldberg. What would it go? Was Goldberg a
He
wrestler
was
before
a
you?
player, and then became.
So I guess you can say Goldberg, but Goldberg wasn't the best wrestler himself. He had a great gimmick. It went over, but it wasn't like Goldberg was a magician in the ring.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen the match where Regal just embarrasses him? Like, have you ever seen that
Tag
match?
me that. I think I seen clips of it. I
Oh
haven't
my
seen the
god,
full
it's
match.
so funny.
I seen
It was
clips
the
of
first match Goldberg had ever done that was like longer than like 2 or 3 minutes. And Regal was supposed to get squashed, and he was like, "I'm not doing that." So he, so
it.
he
Yeah,
just
man.
like he goes out
You
there
know,
and just like he tries to throw a technical match with him, and Goldberg obviously doesn't keep up with William fucking Regal.
and
Like,
those are like two different wrestling styles. Like you said, man, William Regal is one of the best technical wrestlers we ever seen. For real, this is one of the best this technical wrestlers we ever seen. And you're going to put him in the same ring with the male version of Nia Jax, like cut it out.
ooh,
Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Overall,
ooh,
that just sounds bad.
yeah.
Greatest heel all time, Randy Orton. Um, I honestly can't argue that. Now, how I feel about it, I told Nick this multiple times. I feel like Triple H is the greatest heel of all time, but Randy Orton is definitely top 5. We ain't
Oh
debating
yeah.
that.
Oh
We ain't
yeah.
debating that. Randy Orton, you got to remember the Legend Killer.
Is he top
Great
3?
gimmick. To be
He might be
honest with
top
you,
3.
most likely, because when you think of heels, you think of H, you think of Randy Orton, you think of Vince McMahon. Okay, you think of
The Rock.
I don't think of The Rock as a heel though.
I mean, he is the
I
people's
don't.
champion, so
I
yeah.
really don't. Overall, when we thinking heels,
Hulk
Chris,
Hogan,
his NWO run, I gotta give
and
you
just
that.
and just as a person, but yeah,
Yeah, he's a real life heel.
that's
But
another topic for another day. That's another topic for another day.
but at the end of the day, man, I think Chris Jericho had a really good heel run. I think that honestly, like, listen, Big Show, he always switches up from face to heel. I like Big Show as a heel. I think Big Show his best.
I think
Big Show
Giants
was
work best as a heel because you can do a David and Goliath story easier.
where
But I
Mark
honestly can't argue like Orton. I can totally understand why you would think he's the greatest heel of all time. Like that is very understandable.
Mark Henry had a great heel run, the Hall of Pain.
Hall of Pain,
We
yeah,
loved it.
that was great.
Overall, I'm just coming from my perspective. I'm not really mentioning Jake the Snake Roberts just because I didn't see the Jake the Snake Roberts.
Robert, yeah. I was gonna say Roddy Piper though. He's definitely one of the top.
Roddy Piper.
He's
But
one of the best.
I'm just coming from my perspective though. I can't argue Randy Orton. That's how you feel. I can't deny it, man. I just feel that I just feel like Triple H early 2000s heel run was just insane. So I'm gonna go with HH, but I can't argue the Legend Killer. But overall, man, how are you feeling about NXT versus AEW? Because um, NXT is we both agree that it's the hottest thing WWE right now, right? It's hotter than Raw.
Oh yeah.
It's hotter than SmackDown.
It has been for like 5 years.
It's what the universe fucks with the most. All right.
It's really suffered without fans, though. I'd say.
Yeah. You feel that AEW is on the same level as NXT, or just WWE in general?
It really changes week to week, doesn't it? It's like 1 week AEW is better, 1 week NXT is better. Although I will say AEW's been on a roll lately.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, bro. Just because man, they brought back Mike Tyson. That's gonna sell. Trust me, that's gonna sell. Even though Mike Tyson, 60 years old, I don't fucking know.
Mike Tyson, he's like early 50s.
Mike Tyson, old ass, still gonna bring people. He can't bring people to the crowd right now, but he's gonna bring people in to watch the product. So at the end of the day, I love what they're doing.
God, he's in great shape, isn't he?
Yeah,
Chris Jericho. He is unbelievably shape. Yeah.
Chris Jericho is always fun to watch. I can always watch CJ.
I like him. He's been doing commentator work lately, and it's actually been really good.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, which I mean, of course it is. It's Jericho. He's never bad at anything.
You talking about
but
best talkers? He's up there. Um, no, but they're doing their thing with Cody Rhodes.
good
I don't
baby
think
face.
it's Kenny Omega's there, right?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
tag champion.
Yeah, you're right. So you got Kenny Omega. They got talent here. You
Oh
got
yeah,
Jack Swagger.
very very talented roster.
You got Jack Swagger. Um, John Moxley. I love what
He's great.
AEW is doing. I love what AEW is doing. Now, are they do do they have the consistent years of NXT? No, I mean of course not. But
I
I
don't. Well,
think
has NXT even been very consistent lately? It's this no fans era. It's really hard to judge. It's like nothing is really good without fans.
nah. I mean, listen. I mean, at the end of the day, all we can hope for is by mid late July, we start to gradually see fans more and more in the crowd. How I feel about it.
I doubt we get
Uh,
him back till like if we don't get him back by the end of the year.
oh hell no,
I will.
we
We
gonna
should
get
be getting
fans
him back
back in
next
here.
year for sure. But
No,
like, we just don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty.
Nah, we getting fans back this year. Trust me, Vince. Man, listen. At the end of the day, bro, Vince with sports out, we've had no MLB, no NBA, of course football. No, so overall, he's kept wrestling going. I think wrestling is going to be the first quote unquote sport that returns fans. Now,
That or soccer. Yeah.
I think they're going to gradually bring your fans in. I think there's going to be not 100,000 fans one stadium, but I could see them separating row by row, separating one row, then having some in the bleachers and whatnot. I think it's going to gradually get there, but I say by August. I say about mid-August. I think we
What do you think?
get.
Like SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think around SummerSlam we're gonna
You
get.
think SummerSlam they'll have him back?
Yeah, SummerSlam. SummerSlam is fair. I think SummerSlam.
I mean, I
We'll
hope
have
so, but
some
we just
fans.
don't know.
We'll have some fans there.
I hope
I
so.
mean, with everything going on in the world right now with the protests and the riots, I'm not sure that's gonna create a second wave. All we can pray for is it doesn't. But right now it tends like things are slowing down. I mean, tell people with everything going on, people aren't speaking about the Resident Evil 2.0 anymore. They aren't. So I'm not really sure if things are slowing down. I mean, all we can do is hope that things slow down so we can get fans back because the NXT is at its peak, AEW is at its peak, and hopefully Raw and SmackDown can get back to being the elite show that they've been at times. That's how I'm looking at it right now.
No, I mean you should be optimistic. I mean, if you're just gonna be negative about it, then
Yeah, bro, you right here, man. You talking about we might have another WrestleMania where it's back in the performance center. Like, bro, if we get
really.
WrestleMania, wasn't that what you said? You said that we could possibly get WrestleMania 37 in the performance center.
I mean, I saw somebody say it's possible, but I mean, we don't know. Like, we just don't know.
And we really don't.
I hope they can still hold it. Where is it supposed to be? LA. I hope they can still hold it out there, but
I mean, we're not getting Olympics, so
not till next year, and that could still get canceled because nobody knows about the rest of the world. So,
or listen, I want to wrap it up with some NXT, and we can just go more in depth in WWE since we've been speaking about heels and this, that, and the third. What's your plans for let's speak about Backlash. What's your plans for Backlash? Or what's your plans for Backlash?
what, like my predictions or?
Yeah, your predictions. How
Are we
you
doing
think
that now?
things
Oh,
are
okay.
you don't gotta do like match by match or whatnot.
I was like, shouldn't we do predictions like another time? Because I honestly don't even have my predictions right now.
But just like, how you feeling about Backlash going into
Well, they're gonna have the greatest wrestling match ever, man.
Yeah, how you feeling? You bashed that. You bashed that greatest wrestling match, quote unquote, with Randy Orton and Edge, man. Listen, I don't think the Mania match was bad. I actually thought it was like one of the best matches of the
I
of the
just thought it was
show.
too long.
Yeah, it was too long, but yeah, it had its moments. Okay, when
The last
Edge,
like 10 minutes were really good.
yeah, when Edge, did his heel shit versus Randy Orton and DDT him
Mm-hmm.
on top of the call, I thought that was you know, that was prime Edge right there.
Oh
That,
no, no, Edge looked great, but like that
that
just
gave,
felt. I don't know. It felt like it felt like they could have done a lot better for his first match in 9 years.
and you know
But
what? Just speak about greatest all time heels. How the fuck we missed out on Edge? I mean, like, bro.
I mean, you said him.
That, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, man,
He had a live sex
I'm glad
celebration,
that
man.
Edge is
That's
back.
pretty G shit.
I'm glad that Edge is back. Just because it's been so long since we've seen him. It's been since 2010. So having Edge back is great. Hopefully, he can stay away from the neck injuries. That's all we can hope for. And I expect Randy Orton versus Edge to be one of the top matches of the show. Again, now
Get
do
your
I think it's going to be the greatest match of all time? Hell no, hell no. But at the end of the day, I expect Randy Orton Edge to go at it. How you feel about it? You think that it's going to be like you think it's going to be a bottom five match of the show? You think it's going to be a top five match of the show? Like
How
you
many
think?
matches are there on the card? I don't even know. Because they're gonna add like all these pre-show matches and stuff. So I mean, I have no idea.
Well, first thing first, we got Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley.
I'm actually kind of excited for that.
I am too. We
Bobby
also have
Lashley deserves it. He came back and they just made a joke out of him so quick. So I like this MVP alliance that they've been going with.
yeah, it's just been lit. And truth be told, I'm not sure how many people are covering this, but there's been a lot of black people as champions. Okay, we got Keith Lee doing this thing. We got Apollo Crews.
Mm-hmm.
We got the what's those two black dudes, man? The two dudes
Street Profits.
Street Profits. Okay, they doing their thing. We quietly have a lot of black champions around. So is this where Diddy capitalizes? What I mean, it'll be. I mean, with everything going on in the real world, would they capitalize it? I mean, that's going to get a lot.
It's tough because like if they do just make a bunch of if they do just crown a bunch of them champion, then one, they're going to get a lot of support, but they'll also get a lot of backlash.
Yes, definitely.
Because they'll get the support because it's long overdue. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Kofi and The Rock are the only two, world champ or WWE champions,
right?
Like but.
I mean,
but they'll get so much backlash because it'll be so obvious what they're doing.
Yeah, and there'll be talks about what's the real motive of doing it. Is it because we want to get more
it'll
people?
be very obvious, and then Stephanie McMahon will probably take all the credit for it, like she does everything else. So,
word. Listen, I got the match card in front of me right now.
Okay.
So we got Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. I'm actually pretty intrigued with that match. It's always great to see Sheamus in the ring. Listen, Sheamus is one of my favorite stars.
I think he's one of the most underrated.
Definitely.
So underrated.
Him and Cesaro, I love that tag team. They were great. Jeff Hardy feud for Jeff Hardy's been wild for the past week and a half, 2 weeks. It's Jeff Hardy. What's new? Apollo Crews versus Andrade. That's going to be a lot of fun. You got Bailey and Banks versus Bliss Cross and the Iconics. That sounds all right. Oscar versus Nia Jax. All we can hope for is Oscar makes it out alive. That's that's the only thing we can hope for is Nia Jax doesn't kill another wrestler in the ring. And
is Kairi Sane even alive? Like, where is Kairi Sane? I mean, she gets injured every time she faces Nia, so I'm like,
what's new, bro? What's new at this point, bro? I'm surprised Nia Jax is still in WWE with the amount of people she's injured. The amount of people.
But she's like really the only. She's really the only woman they have that's like that size. It's kind of like it's in their mind. I think she's. I'm not trying to compare her to Andre the Giant, but like in a way, I think they see her as almost like not a draw, but like a novelty.
Yeah, I feel
Like
you.
it's somebody people want to see because she's so big. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not. I promise, I'm not trying to compare her to Andre, but
Yeah,
like,
bro.
but you know what I'm saying? Like they almost see her as like
I mean, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, but my thing is, man, if Oscar gets injured, if Oscar even gets, I don't know, a bruised rib, Nia Jax gotta go. Nia Jax gotta go.
have you been
Um,
seeing a lot of people in the like backstage and stuff think she should be fired?
yeah, man, her heat is like starting to reach
Nuclear,
Enzo Amore level.
as it should be. I mean, she hurts literally everyone. It's been like that for years,
Nah, she is
and
getting.
she doesn't, and she always gets away with it.
She's on
That's
that.
what's really annoying, is she gets away with it every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all we can
So
hope for as Oscar fans, all we can hope is you stay safe during that
hey,
match.
I'd love to do predictions and stuff right now, but I feel like we can get another thing out of that.
But,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm just looking at the match card overall. I mean, it doesn't seem that bad. You got Strowman versus Miz and
Miz
John
and Morrison,
Morrison.
right? Yeah, that could be a
That
good match, but like, why is it a thing? Do they really
no,
not have any top heels that they can't throw? I guess
that's
they
like
don't. Who are the top heels on SmackDown? Like Corbin, and then even then, he's not really ever gonna. I mean, he might eventually win the big one, but I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if he does that. Um, like who do they have? Like,
they're really out of the hills because like I said, Lashley is on
yeah.
Raw.
I mean, who else would you even be able to throw? Like, they love to build Dolph Ziggler up just for him to lose big matches like that, but he's busy with Otis. Or are
Yeah,
they? Is that
man.
still a feud? I don't even know.
Yeah, Davey's lacking heel talent right now, and this is when they miss Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, this is when they miss Brock
Oh
Lesnar.
no, I agree. Yeah,
This is when they miss Brock Lesnar. Listen, I shit on Brock Lesnar at times. His matches at times are lazy.
they're lazy. Yeah,
It's super lazy. But at the end of the day, bro, Brock Lesnar sells. He's entertaining. He's fun to watch,
he's a
and
draw. Yeah.
they're missing him. But overall, I'm looking at the match card. I can see Edge and Randy Orton being the best match on the show. It's not possible. It's not like Styles and Daniel Bryan are wrestling each other.
Well, I think the issue with it is that now that they've given themselves the tagline that it will be the greatest wrestling match ever, they're not going to live up to it. So no matter how good it is, nobody's going to think of it as like a good match.
But
Does
this
that
is
make
when
sense?
we differ though. This is when we differ. I don't think anybody's gonna be going to this match thinking that it's gonna be the greatest match.
No, but now forever, no matter how good they do, it's not going to be the greatest wrestling match ever. But like, no matter how good they do, people are just going to be like, well, it wasn't the greatest wrestling match ever, but it's just a
Yeah,
joke at this point. They just kind of made that match a joke, and it shouldn't be because it's actually a really good feud.
yeah. Maybe they went too overboard with the greatest match ever title, but I'll be looking forward to it. And overall, man, I want to see another NXT takeover, man. I think NXT takeovers are, m- don't just be blunt, they're better than most of the WWE pay-per-views.
Yep.
Anyway, I mean, if we're not talking SummerSlam, if we're not talking Royal Rumble, Armenia, I
When has
mean,
SummerSlam been like great lately?
that's fair. I mean, the last great SummerSlam that I can think off the top of my head was 2016.
Which
That
one was
was
that?
the last
Wasn't
great
that when
one.
Brock busted up Randy?
Yeah,
Was that
and that
that?
was the one with Finn Balor versus Seth. That
Yeah,
was
that was cool. That was fine.
that was a really fun SummerSlam. But I mean, I
That
can't
was a
think
fun
of any.
year.
That was the best debut. Listen, bro, we might have to do another show of us talking about best WWE years for the past 20, the best WWE years for the past 20 years. I think
20 years?
2016.
The
I
last
think
20 years?
2016. Yeah, for the past
Yeah,
20
well,
years.
I'm actually not really going to argue that because the PG era was pretty bad, so wasn't a whole lot of great there. 2016 had its faults, especially the beginning, but when they did the brand split, I thought it got really good.
I think 2016 is up there with what was it? 2003 is by most people.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, people like 2008. Well, you'd be shocked how many people like 2008. I'm not sure if it's because of WrestleMania 24
That
or
was a good Mania. SummerSlam '08 was really
whatnot.
good, wasn't it?
Thanks. I gotta rewatch some of the shit, bro.
Yeah, and
I
then the
gotta watch.
Rumble was really cool because Cena came
Yeah,
back
so come back. So
in Madison Square Garden. Yeah,
overall, there's been some solid. There's been some really solid years.
yeah. I
I've
mean,
done this with.
more misses than hits, but the hits hit. You know what I mean?
And
When they're
truth
good
be
years, they're good years.
and truth be told, I think that me and you talked about this in the past, but I think there's been more wrestling talent from that ruthless aggression to the era now we're in than
Mhm.
the Attitude Era. I know people love the Attitude Era and whatnot. The Attitude Era
Oh, in
has
terms of
always been
in-ring
watched.
talent, they're at an
Oh
all-time
man,
high right now. They have the best talent they've ever
it's
had.
just like talent on top of talent. It doesn't in any division. Okay, we can talk about the Styles, the Daniel Bryans, the fucking who else? Samoa Joe's. I
What
mean,
Seth Rollins,
Kurt
he's
Angle's
great.
Seth. I mean, there's just been so much talent, and Seth, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, they're amazing. Listen, I still go back and watch the Stone Cold and The Rock promos. I think the Attitude Era was probably the peak of promos. I really can't
Well, I
bug
think
out
they
on
had the
that.
best talkers during that era for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that had to do with the
The
amount of
Rock.
freedom
I
that
was
they
just
were
saying The
able to
Rock
give
in
them.
general being there.
Yeah, The Rock. I mean, listen, man, you got one of the best pure actors ever on your roster. I mean, your promos are just gonna be amazing. That's just how
Yeah,
things go. That's just how things go.
that's all. That's probably another topic for another day. But like the greatest talkers.
Word, man. But we talked about NXT. We talked about WWE, Greatest Hills. We went on for an hour and 6 minutes, man. Think we covered everything we should have.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we'll do backlash predictions soon.
Yeah, man. I want to do backlash predictions. Either tomorrow morning or I'm looking at Saturday. My schedule is at
Yeah.
times
No,
get
I
a
get.
little
I
busy.
get you. I'm off. Yeah. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm good all day.
We might have to do it tomorrow.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, we can contact. I'll contact you.
Yeah.
But
No,
it
this
was
was fun,
great,
man.
man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Listen, this is the best wrestling talker that I know. When you want to talk about wrestling, you get my homie Nick. There's not that many people on this planet that know wrestling like the homie Nick. All right, so you guys show Nick some love. You guys tell them your social media spots where they can hit you up and contact you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at my name, Nick Robeson. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna eventually start putting short films and other projects on there. So definitely check that out.
Word,
But yeah, man, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me on here.
yeah, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you just being on here and talking and wrestling, man. But
Oh yeah, man.
fun wrestling.
I enjoy complaining about it. So along with the rest of the internet.
Bro, they're gonna really enjoy you when you start doing the wrestling rants, bro. Once we start covering these pay-per-views, especially the main roster pay-per-views,
Well, a thing
your rants.
a thing people need to know about me is I'm like the most easygoing, laid back person. So if I get pissed off, I get really pissed off. And sometimes wrestling really pisses me off because it's stupid. And that's why I love it. So,
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
No, man. And
his rants are hilarious, and
it's not Jim Cornette good, but I mean, nobody is when it comes to ranting.
Bro, I was watching Jim Cornette the other day, man. I was watching one of his other vids. I didn't get to finish it, but
why is he so bitter? Why is he just always so angry?
Guess that's why people shout to him.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I never understood why he's just so bitter at everything.
Word. This is off a topic, man. But how you feeling about this PlayStation 5 reveal that's going to be happening soon?
Shit, dude. I'm excited for one, just because it's the next PlayStation, and two, I'm really hyped because Rockstar announced they were gonna reveal a new game, and I'm like almost positive it's GTA 6. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, man, I can't.
About damn time.
I can't wait. I can't wait to talk so much shit to these Xbox users, man. PlayStation rules forever. And that's that, man. But overall, great live stream, great wrestling talk. And we want to do a lot more, man. We want to do a lot
Be on
more.
the lookout for some top 10 lists, stuff like that.
Word, man.
Got a few projects in the works.
Word, man. But y'all see the name, Nick Roberson, right there in the flesh. And
I know.
we out, man.
All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Word up.